another Pay Me No Mind afternoon wood. Just checking in very quickly. I can't stay on here long today. I saw the story last week with Aaron Rodgers and 50 this request to be the $50 million quarterback that he needed to be paid above and beyond anybody else, any other quarterback in the league. And he's since come out and denied it. And now I'm watching Colin Cowherd go in on him. I give it to Cowherd. He's at least been challenging Aaron Rodgers for like the last 4 to 6 years, maybe, and just challenging him. Really not taking any cheap shots at the guy. Really, kind of an analytical and performance results type argument. And he's sitting here now. He said he paid Russell Wilson $50 million, but not Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if I agree with that, but I just can't see. I just think they need to part ways. I know it's difficult for Green Bay because they don't have a successor on the team. They don't have a young Aaron Rodgers on the bench in Jordan Love. So you hate to be the guy and you hate to be the front office that allows a top one or top two talent all time quarterback. You hate to see that guy leave, and I don't even know if you can get uh, equal value or whatever else. I mean, it's difficult. Even if you had 6 picks that you got for Aaron Rodgers, or 3 or 4 picks, the likelihood that you would go out and hit on all of those drafts really isn't all that high. But we already know for all of the teams who have quarterbacks who represent, I want to say the number is like 17%. That was what the last time I saw this stat thrown out there. But any quarterback who eats up 17% of the salary cap, they've never won the Super Bowl. And so I just think here in this particular situation, I don't know how you could justify giving a guy allowing Aaron Rodgers to represent. And like I said, I know he's the GOAT. I know he's an artiste at the quarterback position. I know the guy's phenomenal, but the results just haven't been there. You know, what is it? One Super Bowl trip with the guy, um, and a victory there. But I think Cowherd just mentioned he's 7-9 in his last 16 playoff games. I mean, I go back to the game ending interception that he threw when Brian Dawkins, I believe, from the Philadelphia Eagles, when he hauled in the interception, and Philadelphia went to their first Super Bowl. I think that was their first. Um, that was Aaron Rodgers who threw that pass. Looking at the last 2 years in the playoffs, how he looked in those particular games. This year, being the quarterback of the team that only scored 10 points. I don't remember what they scored last year against, was it Tampa Bay? But the game was over extremely early. So, hey, I get it. It's tough, but given given the Aaron Rodgers the great $50 million is just not going to fix the problem. Um, and you don't even need that type of quarterback pay wise, his salary wise. You don't even need a top quarterback if the rest of your roster is solid. And again, I haven't been a big fan of Rodgers, the talent around him, his skills guys. When you get beyond Devontae Adams, they haven't been great to me. I don't even know them other. I'm scanned. I don't even know their names. Saint Brown, Von Scanling, something. That's how unimportant those guys are. Lazard, he shows up every once in a while. No meaningful tight end. The Jones kid at running back and whatnot. Hey, like I said, I know it's difficult to let the guy walk or to trade him, but I just don't see. Part of the problem is you're in Green Bay, and traditionally they just haven't. besides Charles Woodson and Reggie White, the late Reggie White, I can't really think of too many other free agents that they've gotten to come there, or that they've ever brought in. That's all I can think really is Reggie White and Charles Woodson. And I don't see that changing. Like it's not even it's that's football. It's not even like the NBA where you go play with LeBron James, or you go play with you might sign up to go play with John Morant. You do whatever to go play with Steph and Clay Thompson. Maybe you go do whatever to play with KD or even a Giannis Antetokounmpo. In football, you try to go to the best roster, the team that's the closest or missing a piece or two. You try to go to that. Um, it's just a different game. So yeah, I can't really be the belabor this point, but I just think how to, and he denied it. Like I said, he's come out and denied it. He took a lot of flack this year for the he was immunized. I was immunized, or I'm immunized. Uh, the loss was ugly. Like I said, besides the first drive or two, I mean they didn't do very much in that game again, and it was horrible. What is he 0-6 now against San Francisco? But that was the exact wrong team to have coming to your stadium on the road that San Francisco was on, and the way that they play. I mean their style of play, and kind of like winning in an unconventional way with your running back being your wide receiver and so on and so forth. Or yeah, your running back being in Debo. That was just the wrong team for them to play. But still, you should have been able to get 20 points. You should have been able to get 23, 24 points against that group at home. Um, and I like Aaron Rodgers again. And I said that too. If you look at it, the teams who made it to the playoffs, the top seeds who got booted out, they came from terrible divisions. The Cowboys came from a horrible division. Um, Even Tampa Bay, horrible division. Everybody else in the division was down bad. Green Bay, you had the Vikings trying to get it together in a solid season from Kirk Cousins, but they weren't that great either as a team. So all of these teams that came from these bad divisions, they seemed to struggle when they got to the playoffs. And I just think that's the thing here with, what do you even have in Aaron Rodgers, who's in part has benefited from being in the horrible black and blue division for his whole career. So I'm on board with Cowherd here. The guy has sat here 2 13 back to back 13-3 seasons, or what were they this year? Uh 14-3 or whatever. But don't even win a playoff game. They might have won one last year, but even with the guy on your team, you're not making it to the Super Bowl, and you're not winning the Super Bowl. So I can't see why you would go in and pay the guy 50 million, with the exception of, or the only reason being is we didn't want to be the team that allowed one of the greatest quarterback of all time to walk out of the greatest dude without any of the great hardware. Hey, what's up, Auntie? How you up there doing? I'm getting ready to get off of here, just doing my little weekday check-in. You see me had to take that jab at the Detroit Lions. But I hope all is well for you and everybody else up there. But yeah, you've had the guy in the building. He's been here, and like I said, in the NFC North, which it's been a coaching carousel up there. You get 2 wins a year against the Detroit Lions, most likely. Chicago Bears have had incompetent coaches, bad quarterback situation in Chicago since forever. And then Minnesota has had years where they had some good pieces, but they just haven't been able to really be a true rivalry. 8-8, 9-7 most years. So really, I hate to say that Aaron Rodgers' stats and all his accolades are kind of inflated, but again, when you get to the playoffs where your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, is supposed to make all the difference in the world, it really hasn't It really hasn't happened for him. And I don't have a stats department, obviously, but from what I've understand from the last, thank you. I've been out here riding these bikes trying to get down. I'm trying to catch Damon actually. Since Damon is down under 220, I've been trying to catch Damon, but I ain't messing with the gym like Damon. So I'm just riding a bike. But yeah, from what I understand, like I said, I don't have a stats department, but it sounds like the numbers really aren't there to show Aaron Rodgers has been definitely not a postseason guy, and then hasn't done well when his team didn't have the lead. And like I said, to not get this victory against this year, after all the BS and everything, two back-to-back MVPs, for him not to get the victory this year and only score 10 points, lead his side of that's his shot. The offensive side of the ball is his department, and the fact that they could only manufacture 10 points, you just got to trade the guy and move on with life. But again, when you've had what 20, when you've had 20 plus years or whatever, and you've had two quarterbacks, and